fully. All right. So part three, the capacity ceiling. All right, this is a unique framework that we have at the Growth Masters Consult, and we use it to help our clients deal with busy orders. Because what's your point? What's your point of doing so much marketing and visibility, and then you have a great month or a great quarter, you stop marketing because you never really prepared your business to market during busy season. And then after that busy or nice financial quarter, you go back to, such a lower performance financially. It's just pointless, right? This is not the type of business that I want to build personally at the Growth Masters. All right. So the capacity ceiling. Marketing has no natural flow unless you build one. And this is an important statement to understand that the marketing is such a way that like everybody sees in terms of output, usually the type of the output that you see usually based on the type of input that you put in. There's no rule of okay, post this and that do that. Some people will do one post every week, right? And still reach maybe 1 million people because of where they are. Some others will have to do 10,000 posts before they can ever reach 1 million people based on where they are. And some others too may actually not post at all and their businesses will not be affected. So marketing is just a very interesting thing. Just very interesting thing altogether. So let's look at these two graphs. So we have a client here, right? The first one, he has no protected minimum at all. So client work comes in and it quickly, right? Maybe every week or a normal week, they were just doing 10 hours of client work and maybe like 5 hours of marketing. That's just an example, right? But when client work comes in, because there is no marketing flow, okay, well, guys, what happens? Marketing is going to take this type of time weekly. Client hours come and eat up the 5 hours of marketing work because there's usually no flow. And then it even goes deeper to even take on more hours in the week. That's what we're talking about here. That's what happens when there's no protected minimum. But then let's look at the capping, the capacity ceiling, right? Apply. So there's a protected marketing flow. Clearly that you can see here, right? So regardless of how busy client works gets, it cannot eat up into that time or eat up into those numbers. There's a clear place, there's a clear number where it's supposed to be. So the goal isn't a full plan during the busy weeks, right? Generally, it is it is not, right? A system is not built to overwhelm you, right? It's not built around the usual culture of workaholism and like hustle, 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 hustle. We believe that life is beyond that. And you genuinely not have time to discover what there is more about life if work is eating you up or if work is dictating your life. But so if you're in metropolis or in capital cities or economic hub in your nation, it's very easy to fall for this trap. Very easy. Just busy, 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 and never only like exploring life and exploring, your being and your purpose of existence beyond beyond work or beyond whatever you have been given, right? Monetarily. So it becomes the dictator of your life, the dictator of even your purpose, the dictator of your existence. And that's so, so unfortunate. That's unfortunate. All right. So we will not want that for you. So this is what we have here for you. So the ceiling framework, the capacity ceiling, right? Two working parts. So you have two key parts that you have to really understand. Part one is the marketing has a natural flow. So unlike client delivery, right, which is clearly numbered and dictated by the client, which has a firm deadline and consequences for missing them, marketing time has no built-in enforcement mechanism. Nothing immediately breaks when it's deprioritized. I'm very particular about this one, or I would say I've become very particular about this, particularly when you are a solopreneur or you're a startup entrepreneur, and it seems like the client work obviously demands you to meet some deadlines and meet some quality requirement. But when it comes to your own marketing, to really to really build a serious business or a business that we have like sustainability in it without always having to kind of start up something or try to start again the business over and over. I hear that so many times that, oh, there was a downtime and then we started it again. I mean, I had to do that and I never want to do that again. So I agree that regardless of whatever is happening, there should be something that is going on. I should see my marketing as also client delivery. And truly, if you look at it that way, things change completely. I think we are going to have like a webinar where we just talk about that approach to marketing. Because the moment you see your marketing as also a delivery work or a client work for the market, it changes a lot. It changes a lot in how you approach things. Um, so you want to see your marketing, even though you are not immediately being paid for it, right, as client work. Meaning, for example, look at this content that I'm making, right? I'm adding value to somebody in the market, and client work to also add values. So I may not be paid immediately for that, but I'm contributing to something, and as it compiles, as it comes together, right? What's happening? What actually becomes a client order for me is that value that I've been adding progressively over time, day after day, week after week. That comes together as one order or as one client request, and then it's brought to me together as money. So as much as our marketing immediately doesn't produce income, it compounds. So you are doing something because somebody is going to watch this video, somebody is going to read those posts, somebody is going to watch those infographics or to go through those carousels and get educated and move their businesses forward. So whether you are being given money immediately or not, you are adding value. And the key about economic increase is always value addition. One way or the other, right? You must be adding value to some, or you must be contributing to somebody or to something positively. As long as that is happening, right? A financial reward will be is unavoidable. Just unavoidable. So productivity comes when literally you are just not adding value to anybody or anything at all significantly, right? Or you are adding value, but then it has not yet come together to a place where it now becomes something that can produce like a harvest that can be turned into a client order or turned into a financial harvest together. All right. So you want to look at the cost, right? The second thing you want to look at is that the cost will show up later. So a quiet month of marketing doesn't cost anything visibly, right? In the same month. That's what we're saying. The cost arrives one pipeline lag period later. So once a busy season ends, what we usually observe is that like, okay, I mean, it seems like the consequences of that start showing up. Right. So the cost shows up later. So a quiet month of marketing doesn't cost anything, right? Anything visible in the same month. The cost arrives one pipeline lag period later once the busy season ends. All right. And that's the deception about it. So a minimum viable number, not a full plan, right, is a feast. So, I mean, what the goal isn't to maintain a full marketing output during the busiest week. That's the kind of the goal, right? That's really realistic, and chasing it usually backfires into rush and diluted work. So we want to avoid content dilution, right? So what the goal actually is? So the goal is actually to identify the smallest amount of visibility work, right? That keeps the pipeline from going fully silent, right? And protecting that specific minimum as a non-negotiable. So you want to first identify the smallest amount of visible that keep the pipeline going and then protect it. So it becomes a rule and you have system there in place to actually implement it. So what's the capacity ceiling then at a glance? The first thing that the capacity ceiling reveals is that one, there is no natural flaw. Right? So nothing stops marketing from being cut first. If it's not structured that way, right? I said in the previous webinar that I mean currently on YouTube I'm releasing like 3 videos every day. But for that particular platform at least, right, our ceiling will be like at least one video every day. And if it gets too hard to get that done, maybe because of how it may be something else to produce content the way we want to produce it. It will just become 4 times a week, right? But then it must be known ahead of time. That's the cause of it. That's the real strategy behind it. And then the cost is delay. So the bill arrives one like period later, right? It's more protected now. The bill arrives one. So the cost of it, the cost of you not having that capacity ceiling up or structured, it's not always seen there. It's appear one life period after. And then the minimum and then not a maximum. So a small protected number beats zero. So that's really what you want to do. So you want to have this number that you can just keep, stick. So you already know what gets cut first. Let's set your protected minimum. So we're offering you a free 15-minute discovery call where we are going to help you look at your content and see exactly how we can, help you protect your content or protect your marketing. Before busy seasons come. So if you're also watching this webinar, or a part of it, make sure you watch the entire webinar or other videos in this webinar. And we also have another one coming up. This is the last webinar of the series. So we're going to look at what should a $5,000 per month coach actually charge for a signature offer without freezing at that number? Because we observe that many people actually do freeze and are not bold enough to mention their numbers in their coaching or consulting business. So that will be it. Make sure you do subscribe, make sure you like and share this video with a coach or a consultant or somebody in the service business. It will bless them tremendously. Thank you once again and have a beautiful rest of your day.